Clarity, peace, and joy to all of you. We are the spirits of the cards. We influence the shuffling of the cards by blending our energy and choosing the right ones for you at this moment. It is our best intention to give you guidance, not prediction. However, you are all your own best guides and navigators for making important life decisions. Never underestimate your own ability to make the right decision in any given situation. Let your emotions be your guide. If it feels good, you are on the right path. If it feels off, better pause and contemplate. Then listen to your inner self. You are the creator of your own reality. Always remember who you really are. You came forth to this time-space reality from one source, from pure positive energy, which we all call love. A reminder to everyone that has long forgotten. Queen of Cups. Stuck in obsession, what the feelings use to trap the mind and vice versa. It is not worth it. We can understand the meaning of the Queen of Cups from taking a closer look at the woman in image. She is seen as compassionate, caring, sensitive, and nurturing. She connects with people on the emotional level, so people enjoy her honesty and fairness. The appearance of the Queen of Cups in a reading can be guiding you to find help from others. Most times, like the other queens, this is a female figure that will come into your life. The Queen of Cups has an intuition which is very powerful and is only matched by the one of the High Priestess. The Queen of Cups acts as a mirror and reflects the depths present in others, so they see themselves in a new light. Most times, the Queen of Cups can also represent the trusted inner voice you have within you. She seems to say that you should take the time to focus on your emotional health before trying to help others. Self-love creates compassion. The Queen of Cups can also reflect your relationships with other people. You may be the emotionally strong rock that serves as an anchor for someone else. You may be here to help teach and support others using your intuition instead of logic. The Queen of Cups normally thinks with her heart instead of her mind. She can lack rationality and common sense, but she can also be intuitive, dreamy, and almost psychic at times. The Queen of Cups could be the answer to your problems when a logical approach is not working. Four of Cups. Dissatisfaction. When you've had enough, what can pleasure you next? The question that brings on melancholia. The Four of Cups tend to appear when you are feeling discouraged and unmotivated. You may feel as if there is no solution or way forward in your situation. Life has become slow and nothing seems to make you happy or passionate. You are feeling uninterested regardless of what happens, whether the day is good or bad, none of it matters to you. The Four of Cups commands a self-evaluation of your attitude so that you can pull yourself out of this boring routine. The solution is likely right in front of you. The hand is offering you a way out, but you release yourself out of your mental stubbornness and use new approach. You must search your motives, instincts, and thoughts so that you can find your passion again. The Four of Cups revolves around finding your true interests and working towards fulfilling them. Our lives are short and sometimes monotonous, but we must create meaning for ourselves. Our individual callings are not just there for us to find, but to decide and to imagine. Strength. Strength of a kind that is superior because of its clever application. If it refers to another person, it is someone who knows how to apply the resources to where they accomplish the most. Such strength is power. You should make that person an ally and learn from the experience. But remember that there are also other ways entirely to solve problems than any kind of strength. If it is an event, it would be one where victory goes where it seems the least likely. Strength, as most things human, is in the mind. The problem at hand needs true strength, not just struggling with all your might. Find the smooth application of your abilities. If it refers to you, then you tend to utilize strength before considering other solutions. You have it, so you hurry to make use of it. That is really a weakness. It may be temporary upon meeting a problem that frustrates you to begin with, or it is the way you tend to react. In any case, consider when strength of any kind is appropriate and when it is not. Quite often it is not, even when it seems to be needed. The Star, time to pause and reflect. Contemplate what is precious and what is not. If it refers to another person, it is someone who inspires reflection, making you think carefully where you are in life and where you really want to go. You should cherish it and let that person's attitude influence you, at least for a while. But don't make the mistake of thinking that he or she brings some kind of solution. If it is an event, it is a moment when things stop, so that you have time to reconsider which you should do. Goals are questioned, so are values previously confirmed. You should sit down and meditate until you are open to completely new perspectives. If it refers to you, then you are caught in a calmness that some would call a coma. You stop to reconsider just about everything. That is refreshing and sometimes absolutely necessary. But don't get stuck in it. You still have a life to live. It is a vacation, not a calling. The Fool, blissful carelessness, the power of ignorance. If it refers to another person, which is often the case, it is a carefree creature who just can't be bothered with ambitions and elaborate plans. It may frustrate you, but you can also learn from it. Few things seem serious in the moment. Does the fool seem happy? Are you? Depending on those two answers, make your choices. If it is an event, which is not that often the case, it means that nothing goes according to plan, and the only thing you can do about it is to have a good laugh. Some things are such that the more you try, the less you succeed. A situation can be sort of slippery. An opportunity slips out of your grip, and you can get lost on a path that seems ever so straightforward. But still, don't worry about the outcome. If it refers to you, it means you are the fool, for now or for long, for good or for bad. Usually that seems bad, but turns out to be good. You are able to deal with things in a carefree, improvised manner. What bothers others seems to have no effect on you. Congratulations! But if you have plans, don't expect them to be completed. The Sun, great resources at your disposal, but force yourself since it is possible to have too much. If it refers to another person, it is someone extremely resourceful and willing to help. But don't accept more than you need and can handle, or there may be terrible consequences. That person has no obligation at all to serve you, so don't force his or her patience. If it is an event, it is a golden opportunity. Things happen from which you can prosper tremendously, but still limit your greed. Consider what you really need and what would be gluttony. A good fortune can be just as difficult to handle as a bad one. If it refers to you, it means you are in a position where you can accomplish great things without even trying that hard. You might hurry forward beyond what is wise just because you can. Take care. Just because you can do what you want doesn't guarantee you what is good for you. Five of Cups. Despair. Life lost its taste. There is no remedy against darkness but accepting it. It will end eventually. The Five of Cups symbolizes disappointment and the feelings that come when things go differently as you expected. You are feeling unhappy that a certain situation hasn't really turned out the way you have hoped it would. Instead of moving towards a more positive perspective, this card seems to say that you are living in the past, causing feelings of self-pity and regret. The water, which is actually spilled from the cups, shows that you might have missed an opportunity. It also shows that the problems is mostly emotional and not material or financial. The meaning of the Five of Cups shows that you may have certain issues, letting go of things which are in the past. What is more, it also shows that you are unwilling to learn from mistakes that you have already committed. The card is often going to reflect a person who is so caught up in his past that he is absolutely incapable of moving on. This means that he has a high chance of missing out on what new joys that the future can bring. Three of Pentacles. Is it for real or not? You wonder about something essential, unable to know where to find the answer. 3 represents the successful completion of a goal, usually involves a group of some sort. In this scenario, the Three of Pentacles meaning is that there is a successful achievement of all the requirements to pursue your business, deal, venture, or any kind of attempt to achieve a goal. Successful projects usually require different kinds of expertise, and at this moment, the Three of Pentacles means that all the skills required are coming together. In short, you are enjoying working together as part of a team and also in the initial success of this bigger project. The Three of Pentacles reveals a successful beginning towards achieving your goals. It is a sign of encouragement that you should press on with the same effort without giving up. You may struggle to accomplish your goals as an individual, but the Three of Pentacles also teaches people not to ignore the talents of others that surround you. You need the collaboration of others with diverse viewpoints, experiences, and expertise to accomplish something more than you could have ever dreamed of. King of Swords, the power of what can't be changed, regardless the outcome of battles. Some things one must accept. It suggests that you should remain objective in your current situation. You must establish truth by sticking to the facts. It implies that you will need to use your intellectual power to make your point known and attain your goals. Besides your experience and education, you should be sharp and observant to see deeply into problems that come your way. It also shows that you need to be serious in your role while ensuring that you have clarity of mind at all times. When judging a situation, you need to consider all the possible consequences to make an appropriate judgment. You will need to leave your emotions out of the judgment so as to maintain rational thinking at all times. It suggests that you should take time to reason with others and be candid with the observations that you have made. As far as your personal life goes, it urges you to use your intellect and logic to maneuver the path that lies ahead. You will need to confront the issue at hand and make a sensible decision. It implies that you should be able to look at any situation and make a decision with complete impartiality. Two of Pentacles, confusion. Your mind struggles with trying to make two seeming opposites combine. A contradiction that appears impossible to solve, but it needs to be. The Two of Pentacles is a card about balance. The coins are displayed in a manner that is unpredictable. Any small change in wind or weight can tip and send them falling. For those that may have more coins to go around, they can afford to be less careful, but at this moment, things may be tight. Wealth too is a kind of energy, and it is the kind whose goings in and goings out are easiest and most tangible to see. There is a possibility that you are trying hard to keep the two aspects of your life in a perfect and delicate balance. This could be your career, money, love, and health. The balancing act represented in the card suggests that there are two major factors that you are deeply concerned about. It is time for you to step back to have a better perspective of the situation. While you may initially think it will save you time, multitasking may just worsen the situation. Cut down on your tasks and concentrate on these two factors that are troubling you. You've done a good job keeping things stable, for you seem to be able to adjust well to all the changes that ask you to continually rebalance. When it comes to love, the Two of Pentacles is associated with your inability to provide the energy and time required to make your partner happy. Your partnership should be your main priority, but with all the madness in other areas of your life, you are finding it hard to devote your attention to your loved ones. With regards to finances, you should pay attention on the bottom line. You should have a clear picture on your financial state. Plan your finances accordingly, control your expenditures, and increase your stream of income to create a solid foundation for your future. In terms of health, this card is asking you to find a balance between your own well-being and your responsibilities. It is easy to make yourself the last priority when you have so many things happening around you. The Tower, a spectacular ambition that ends with disaster. If it refers to another person, which is unlikely, it is someone capable of destroying things that seem as solid as mountains and hurrying to do so. It is a person who is victim of the destructive instinct. Although costly, it is necessary in the magnificent plan of things. What goes up must come down, and someone has to make sure of it. But of course, that person is a dangerous ally. If it is an event, and that is usually the case, it is the unfortunate end to an ambitious project. Failure. Probably, you aimed too high or lifted a weight that was far too heavy. It couldn't last. Should you insist on your ambitious goal, you must be prepared to do it all over from the start, and there will be additional obstacles to overcome. If it refers to you, it means you have a mentality that is bound for disappointment and complete failure. You need to change. You want to be serious about things that demand patience and care. Most things do, at least the important ones. You might have reached the end of your patience after a long time of setbacks, but still, your urge for decisive and forceful action is a mistake. Even if it is difficult, You need to calm down before you do something without careful consideration. Four of Pentacles, a self-obsessed mind caught by the brilliance of his own thinking. But thoughts can be shared without wasting them. The Four of Pentacles card is capable of generating both negative and positive perceptions. On one hand, the card signifies that you have successfully managed to accomplish much of your goals and you have managed to attain a significant material wealth in the process. However, on the other hand, there is a significant chance that you will start valuing things only for their material worth. You have worked hard to get to the point where you are now, and it is absolutely natural for you to desire to make sure that you remain stable. But this also has a chance to turn you into an overly possessive or greedy person who wants to ensure that no one is capable of taking away your own wealth. The Four of Pentacles is also a card which shows that you are currently in a position in which you have solid investments and that you are financially stable. Because of your newfound wealth, you are being particularly conservative about money, and you are most definitely not inclined to gamble when it comes to any kind of financial matters. You are protective of what you have managed to accumulate throughout time, and you desire to steadily increase your overall net worth. Be aware that without risk, there is no reward. If you spend too much of your time attempting to conserve, you may become a prisoner to your own material possessions. Wealth is a kind of energy as well, and we create what we express. Ace of Pentacles. This card is like an exclamation mark. An idea is forming, demanding contemplation. It can lead to a lot of good things. The aces are all indicative of new beginnings. When you draw any of them, it means that you are at a point in your life where a new cycle is beginning. You are about to start once again. Because the Suit of Pentacles is primarily concerned with all things material, not just financial but also with the sensual. This new cycle could manifest itself as a new career, the undertaking of a new venture, or the start of putting more care into your health. Wherever this beginning takes place, the Ace of Pentacles assures that what is to come will bring great abundance and opportunity. To see the Ace of Pentacles indicates a seed being planted in the material world in your feelings of security and stability. Like a seed, this opportunity must also be nurtured and sometimes invested in with energy, time, or funds. Watering this seed has the potential to be very rewarding, for anything that is grown on this energy is meant to be stable, secure, and give a good harvest. Prosperity is coming your way. One also has to make sure that they are psychologically prepared for the opportunities that are appearing. To be able to harvest the gifts of the Pentacles, we need to be filled with the calm that stability brings. This is a kind of spiritual prosperity, if you will. This kind of mindset can mean we become open to trying new things and not sticking to the old, washed-out routine. Three of Cups. Celebration in the cheerful company of dear friends. A time to remember. The meaning behind the Three of Cups represents a period of happiness. You will be able to forget the worries of your daily life and spend quality time with family and friends. To see the Three of Cups can indicate a happy reunion with a long-lost friend, relative, or loved one. It can also mean a celebration, whether it is your own or for someone who you love. The event can be a birthday, wedding, or any other happy occasion. In general, it is about spending quality time with people you cherish in your life. The three maidens represent your circle of friends who you turn to for love, compassion, and support when you need them the most. It can be old college buddies, colleagues at work, or people you have shared a special bond over the years. If you have had problems with your social life, this card can signal the end of those hardships. You will be able to resolve differences and learn how to deal with the problem. Four of Wands, the celebration of a homecoming of sorts. Returning from the world enriched and pleased, receiving the praise and rewards for it. The overall meaning of the Four of Wands is that it indicates celebration as well as a harmonious, happy and relaxed home environment. In terms of numerology, the number 4 symbolizes stability as well as particularly reliable foundations. These are associated with a period of happiness and balance. The symbolism within the Four of Wands poses that this is the perfect time for you to get together with close people such as friends and family. This could be with or without any special occasion. Oftentimes, this card is known to reflect a period of holidays when you are together with your friends and family for an extended period of time. It might also be suggesting for you to invite your closest friends for a great and intimate dinner and share a laugh or two. Furthermore, if you have been working on a certain project, this card entails that you will be reaching a particularly important milestone. This is going to provide you with grounds for celebration, which is also to be considered. You have managed to complete a proper and most important phase of that project, and meaning you have every reason to be feeling proud and satisfied, which are amongst the general feelings caused and reflected by the Four of Wands card. Ten of Wands, too much to carry. Your workload is unreasonable, and still there is no certain reward ahead. Are you being used for others' profit? This card shows that you have already completed the circle of struggle. After spending too many resources and lots of energy looking for success, you have finally overcome the obstacles. Your hard work was worth it. Your efforts have finally been rewarded. You may find yourself living in a world of abundance where poverty and suffering have no chance to interfere. Although it sounds marvelous and satisfying, the card describes a lot of responsibilities on your side. You are now the only problem solver in your circle of family and friends, which could even drive you into another world of challenges. At this point, you are also flooded with responsibilities to maintain your success. The businesses that you have started are flourishing and keeping you alert and ready for anything that might happen. The main problem is that these issues could affect you if you lose control, which requires you to make sure that you know how to prioritize and solve the relevant ones. In the real world, this card expresses how people try to burden themselves with responsibilities after they attain initial success. It is like graduating from college, getting a job, and then starting to make it in the real world. More challenges keep coming. You may find yourself looking after your parents, starting a family, and at the same time look to others, which may make you feel as though you are not yet successful. It becomes a burden because at some point, you find out nothing is enough to accomplish all these duties. The general lesson of the card is that people should be moderate, prioritize and understand that they cannot solve everything. Some things must be let go, given to others, the burden shared. King of Cups. Nothing wrong with being very pleased except for displaying it to cause jealousy. Take nothing for granted, not even yourself. The King of Cups is one of the most influential cards in the suit of cups. He represents creativity, emotion, and the unconscious, The card shows the ability to prevent one's emotions and be fully in charge of your feelings and impulses. Therefore, the King of Cups represents a balance between the intellect and emotions. He indicates that there is a strong relationship between understanding and feeling. When you have balanced your emotions and are able to control them, it means that you have a deeper knowledge and awareness of yourself. When you are faced with challenges that would normally throw you off balance, the King of Cups is there to remind you that you should act as he does. Do not fly out in a rage or immediately throw yourself into despair. You first need to temper the state of your emotions so that you can progress forward in reality. Learn to evaluate yourself so as to determine how you can create a stronger awareness of your own internal state. There are instances when the King of Cups can symbolize an older male who is in your life. This is a mature man who is willing to take responsibility for his actions and has mastered his own self-understanding. The King of Cups tends to be political and diplomatic, and this makes it possible for him to balance the needs of others and enhance the harmony among all parties involved. The King of Cups shows that you are sensitive as a leader and you are careful with the way others respond to your emotional needs. The King of Cups implies that you should remain mature when dealing with negative energy. Three of Wands, missing the world and all the good things it has offered. The card of having partaken in something rewarding but now being passed by as if obsolete. The meaning of the Three of Wands hints that you are planning or going to plan for the future with more conviction. This could mean that everything around your plans is going smoothly as you have taken the time to plan for your future and are taking steps to turn plans into action. It hints that you are perhaps creating a stable foundation for yourself. The symbolism within the Three of Wands is that opportunities can take place to widen your horizons in many areas. It also is a warning to keep your mind open as better opportunities could open up to you. As you take steps towards achieving what you set out to do, you are also becoming more aware of opportunities that are coming your way. And this could take you out of your comfort zone. This pushes you to sometimes embrace change and to start thinking in the long term. The Three of Wands can show that you are in control and have a strong position, just like the character that overlooks and stands strong. The Three of Wands is one of the main cards of foresight and vision. Lastly, the Three of Wands meaning is that of travel in search of what you are seeking. There is a sense of leaving home, a journey that must be undertaken. Great things do not happen to those that simply wait for them. You must expand. For most readings, this shows that you may travel to a new land over the water and that you may find an opportunity during your travels. Queen of Wands. You have your possessions and know how to keep them, but do you know how to increase them? Don't settle with what you have or it may fade. In general, the Queen of Wands in a reading meaning may represent a person of extreme focus and intense passion. She is courageous and individualistic, though at times she may appear self-centered. They have a positive and an uplifting energy. They represent someone who is willing to be by your side and stand up for you. In terms of work, the Queen of Wands signifies that you are planning to accomplish a significant amount of achievement in just a small amount of time. In the event that you are looking for a job, the appearance of this card may mean that a woman will play a major role in your career move. Generally speaking, in terms of your career, things are looking pretty good. The Queen of Wands in questions of love also sends a positive energy. For people who are searching for love, there is a possibility that you will find it soon. When it comes to your finances, there is a chance that you are being carried away on spending a significant amount of money. We advise you to keep your expenses on check, or you will regret it in the end. In terms of health and spirituality, the Queen of Wands meaning may pertain to a spiritual hunger, a quest, or a search for meaning. Two of Swords. Where to go when both directions are risky and still speed is called for. You must decide although you can't be sure. When we see the Two of Swords in a reading, we are encountering a stalemate. Two equal and opposing forces are joined in battle, and there seems to be no end in sight. This wasn't what you had in mind when you chanced to walk down this path, and you find yourself caught in the middle. Without something or someone to take part to prevent or change a result, this may continue indefinitely. We find ourselves in a situation where we must make a choice. We can side with one part of the situation or we can side with the other. Neither seems particularly appealing, which makes the decision even more difficult. But unless we move past this stalemate, there can be no more progress. The Two of Swords is often related with balance and partnership. It signifies the need to keep your relationships balanced. Regardless if it is in business, friendship, or romantic relationship, you may find yourself struggling to maintain the current state of affairs and may find yourself caught in the middle. In regards to your work, you may be currently stuck and perhaps waiting on another party's decision. Remain patient and avoid pressuring people in making their decision abruptly. The Two of Swords meaning may represent a warning to have caution. Like the woman in the card, you may be choosing to keep the blindfold on, hoping the problem will just go away. You should avoid evading any issues that you are facing since it will not solve your problems. The Hermit, the lesson and reward but also misfortune of being alone. If it refers to another person, which is often but far from always, it is someone refusing to get involved. He or she tends to go away in solitude whenever having the chance, and is most hesitant when approached by others. A difficult one to charm indeed. You and others wonder if that person is at all aware of your existence or cares about it. So, it is not one easily made to commit to any kind of companionship. If it is an event, it means that now is the time to retreat and contemplate the situation carefully. No action is appropriate for the moment. Give it time. Consider all the options. By time, a solution might appear. You should wait for it. If no solution appears, no matter how long you wait, you might do well to consider to leave the whole situation be. Do nothing about it and move on elsewhere. If it refers to you, it means you tend to isolate yourself from others, either just in the present situation or as a constant personality trait. You should know which one it is. You avoid company and involvement in the lives of others. You don't want to pick sides and make choices, at least not before you have had time to contemplate matters deeply. Others may react with outspoken impatience, but that will not change your mind. Actually, it only makes you more committed to listening to your own mind instead of their words. Seven of Cups. How to resist temptation. How to quiet the burning desire for everything in the world. That which you want is an optical illusion. To draw the Seven of Cups in a reading shows that you need to clearly see the shadows and visions in your imagination, not only in your dreams but also in the real world. You should be careful of wishful thinking and be alert of the choices that you make. In one sense, the Seven of Cups indicates that you are a dreamer who is both excited and afraid of the things that you see in your unconscious. In another, the Seven of Cups is a reminder that although it is good to have dreams and wishes, it is even better to take action attaining those dreams. At one point in life, you will need to stop fantasizing and face the reality of life. If you are unable to make a decision due to the many options that are available, you should evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of each option so as to make the best choice. It is important to exercise caution when you are making your decision. As the card itself seems to show, there is not only wonders and treasures that are available to you, but also monsters and shadows. There are some cases when the Seven of Cups may show that you are living in ways that are not necessarily grounded in real life, that your actions are guided by illusions that you feed yourself. Your ideas may be so up in the clouds, developed only on your imagination. As such, you will need to separate what is real and what is not so that you can make better choices. The Seven of Cups is also linked with temptation. Two of Cups, partners, companions, lovers. Whatever the bond, there is great pleasure in sharing with another. To see the Two of Cups is an indication of a partnership that is built on the union of forces, a strong connection, and a balanced and equal partnership. The exchange of cups suggests that each party's emotions are connected with the others, and each participant's feelings have heartfelt effects on the other. A strong pair is indicated here, the joy of two becoming one. When it comes to work, you may notice that the people around you will start to appreciate you more. There is a mutual respect here, meaning you will also be more comfortable in your workplace. If you are looking for new job opportunities, this card may be a good sign. In terms of love, the card represents commitment, a balanced relationship, and love. But this does not simply mean that you will no longer need to take care of your love to make it last. The card only signifies that true love and affection is present. In your finances, the Two of Cups is associated with fairness and balance. This means that you are currently financially capable and you have the right amount of money to deal with your obligations. In relation to your health, people who are currently facing some health issues need to look for a practitioner that they will be comfortable working with and whom they can trust. In spirituality, it is a call for you to be more adorable and loving towards the others. You are receiving positive energy from the universe, and you need to share that energy. The High Priestess. Secrets and hidden circumstances stand in the way and need to be understood. If it refers to another person, which is mostly the case, it is someone who has the key to the solution but holds on to it unless you are deemed worthy, and your intentions are the ones approved. This is a person important to get on your side, but that can only happen if you prove to be on his or her side. You may not even understand what that covers. If it is an event, there is a complicated problem needing to be solved, almost like a riddle, and you must contemplate in order to see it. Others may not even realize that there is an obstacle, but if not recognized and dealt with, failure is certain, although it may come as a complete surprise and nobody knows why. If it refers to you, it means you are in a position to solve problems where others would fail miserably. You have the key, even if it is not even obvious to you. Your advice should be followed, but it is not sure to happen since people just don't see what you see. Nothing to do about that. No number of words works on those who don't listen. Six of Swords, a most expensive outcome of a big journey. Either bitter defeat or a victory won at too great a cost. Still, you will persevere. The meaning of the Six of Swords is that you are experiencing a transition of some kind, but one that is not happy and filled with regret. This transition will most likely be the result of decisions you made in the past, and now they are forcing you to leave something behind in order to move forward. Despite your sadness, you need to remember that moving on is the ideal option for your future. Life is filled with moments when you are going to be forced into letting go of things that you have become attached to. This will be challenging. The Six of Swords shows the sadness that you may be feeling, but you have to remember that the pain will not last. So you should look instead to the future for strength. In life, there will be times that the only way to fix a problem is to leave it and move to start again. You may feel like this is the coward's way out, but escape is the only approach that is left when you have tried all other methods. The important part is to secretly plan your new direction that will lead you to happiness. The Six of Swords in this case is to plan using your logic, clarity, and objectivity about where you are now, where you have been, and where you want to go. Intuition can help, but you need to think logically to ensure your success. The Emperor, you are up against real power, so yield or suffer the consequences. If it refers to another person, it is someone you just have to obey whether you want it or not. He or she has the power to decide the outcome, and it would cost you very dearly indeed to oppose. You are likely to be aware of this beforehand, since you know what power you are up against. If it is an event, you have to accept that the outcome is out of your hands. It is decided elsewhere, and you just have to comply or suffer the consequences. As they say, you can't fight City Hall. If it refers to you, though, it says that you have the power to force the outcome of your choosing, but probably not without a fight. Don't worry, you will win it. Eight of Swords, helplessly in the hands of others who seem to show little compassion. Cause for anxiety, but not panic. The general meaning in the Eight of Swords is that of a feeling of being trapped and victimized. You may feel powerless because in your mind, you feel that changing the situation might be beyond you. This feeling of helplessness that you have, the feeling that you have no company in your life, has played a major role in making your situation worse. Surrendering one's power to an unknown entity, whether it is destiny or God, the government, or something else, means that you are giving away your own personal responsibility to affect change. You have willingly gave up the driver's seat in the journey of your own life, and it isn't going well for you. It is advisable for you to avoid making an important decision at this time since your judgment is likely uncertain. The good news is that because these traps are things that we create ourselves, we can also leave them if we put our minds to it. It is simply the matter of taking off the blindfold and seeing beyond the limited perspective that we created for ourselves to see the possibilities and to recognize that you have your own internal power. Knight of Wands. You have grasped the opportunity and boldly move forward. Great promises of success as long as you just sit tightly on your saddle. The Knight of Wands symbolism is straightforward. When it appears, it means a great time to get away and travel. The person should feel charged up and full of life. One is also ready to get things done. He is adventurous and can find fun things to do no matter where he is. There is never a dull moment when the Knight of Wands is around. When the Knight of Wands shows up in a reading, it seems to suggest that the seeker wants to complete important tasks. One wants to impress others with one's knowledge and skill. The card also shows up when the person is planning to move to another place of residence. If you are starting a creative project, then you should do so with lots of energy and enthusiasm. However, you should balance it with realistic and well-rounded views. You should also have a plan that takes into account the consequences of your actions. Getting the Knight of Wands in a reading can also mean that there is an event that you don't expect to happen soon. If it is accompanied by the Eight of Wands, then you should expect a lot of changes in your life. More often than not, the Knight of Wands indicates a quick change of job, residence, or anything in your life. Ten of Pentacles, intellectual stimulation, wisdom, knowledge, and the exchange of those with inspirational people. The Ten of Pentacles deals with permanence and satisfaction. The card shows that everything you have put your efforts into for a long time will pay off in the future. It suggests that everything will work out well in the end, for you have always kept the long-term picture in view, choosing to take no shortcuts. Your legacy is sure to stand for quite a long time to come. This is a relief, for the path to get here has been filled with setbacks and challenges, making this point of the journey even sweeter. In the card, the aged man is able to sit back and relax while watching the lives of his children and grandchildren. The satisfaction he derives from his achievement is connected in his children's happiness. The meaning of the Ten of Pentacles also relates to the happiness that you experience because you have planted many seeds of happiness and shared in the lives of others, particularly family members and relatives. It points to the importance of these people in your lives. The Ten of Pentacles symbolism is rooted in both financial success and stability. It shows prosperity and lack of financial struggle. It also asks you to make decisions that will not only have positive results in the present but also in the long term. The decisions that you make should produce positive results that last for generations to come, gradually benefiting to your family as well. Seven of Wands. Struggle to hold on to what you have. Others try to take it from you. The Seven of Wands has a similar in meaning to the Five of Wands. Both cards indicate struggles after the initial fulfillment and satisfaction of an event. The Seven of Wands, however, is different as it is about the struggle that you need to go through to maintain your position rather than to attain it. This is about the difficulties we face to continue to have success. You should be ready for the competition to defend your title and to prove yourself. Others are going to desire the same results that you do, so you need to stay ahead of them. There will be challenges to the success of your project or venture from an outside source. You must remain dedicated to your desires, and with a clear purpose and effort, you will overcome them. The overall meaning of the Seven of Wands is to hold your ground no matter what is challenging your position. You will need to defend this position and take a stand against those who are aiming to take your spot. There are difficulties during this time, but you need to keep fighting for your beliefs and confront those that may threaten or oppose you and your beliefs. The shadow side, the pain and delight of giving in to temptation. If it refers to another person, it is somebody behaving in devilish way, wild and tempting. It is the kind of person you know you do best to stay far away from, but that is not easy. If it is an event, it is an opportunity to let go of your shyness and satisfy your lusts. Explore what you have not dared to before. Of course, as always with the devil, there is a price. Be prepared to pay it once you have followed your impulse. The devil card asks the question, do you dare to fall for temptation? And if not, do you have the strength to resist it? If it refers to you, it is because you have done away with many of your inhibitions and act upon your lusts and longings, even when others might be upset or even condemn it. You are sort of devilish, be it for long or just for the moment. Well, have fun while it lasts. It should be full of energy. The star, time to pause and reflect. Contemplate what is precious and what is not. If it refers to another person, it is someone who inspires reflection, making you think carefully where you are in life and where you really want to go. You should cherish it and let that person's attitude influence you, at least for a while. But don't make the mistake of thinking that he or she brings some kind of solution. If it is an event, it is a moment when things stop, so that you have time to reconsider which you should do. Goals are questioned, so are values previously confirmed. You should sit down and meditate until you are open to completely new perspectives. If it refers to you, then you are caught in a calmness that some would call a coma. You stop to reconsider just about everything. That is refreshing and sometimes absolutely necessary. But don't get stuck in it. You still have a life to live. It is a vacation, not a calling. The lovers, deeply felt mutual attraction for as long as it lasts. If it refers to another person, and it often does, that is someone who is on the edge of falling in love with you if you just accept it. Well, it can happen whether you accept it or not. The person indicated is a lover. If you succeed to escape it, another will be the object of that love. The card may also point to a couple who are in love or about to be, none of them with you. Still, it is likely to have an effect on your life, good or bad, making you need to relate to it. If it is an event, which is not uncommon, then it is an opportunity for you to fall in love with someone who is just as likely to fall in love with you. A chance to love, simply. More than a chance, really. The card is most likely to indicate that it will happen, whether it is in your plans for the future or not. If it refers to you, it simply means that you are the lover, for the moment or always. You search for someone to love, or you have just found that special someone. It is not at all sure that this someone will feel the same for you, but the odds are on your side. Love is contagious. In any case, you will find yourself acting on that emotion wherever it leads you. Page of Wands. Plenty of possibilities, so many that it is difficult to choose. Do something and you will prosper, but wait no longer. When we see the Page of Wands, we see a youth with enormous excitement and curiosity for the world. He knows what to do. He has the passion to succeed, but due to his inexperience and maybe a little fear of the unknown, his ideas remain non-realistic. He identifies new worlds to explore, new opportunities he could take advantage of quite easily, and he is even gifted with a big picture vision needed to succeed. Even with all of this, he still has a tendency to either remain in a deep sleep or get easily distracted with one idea after the other. If he doesn't learn to control this, it might be that he wastes the opportunities to advance himself. When you get the Page of Wands, it simply means something is within you, something that triggers you to make discoveries, allow yourself to enjoy in investments, or take the next advancement in life. You could be just about to take a move on a certain idea, but some conflicting messages keep coming to your mind and you get discouraged. This card matches your inner battles, which are preventing you from expressing your heroism to the world, to let the world know that you exist for a reason. If you are wise enough, this card is normally a trigger of courage. It should make you overcome the personal discouragements and move forward boldly to launch your ideas in the real world. Remove the fear, gather your resources and do something. Let the world know that you are there and you have no jokes about moving forward in the path that you choose. Conquer every obstacle, let your ideas shine, and be known to the world, because this card indicates a level of success that can only be achieved when courage is used. Six of Wands. Success and great gain in material matters, making others want to join you. But don't forget to prepare for rainy days that may come. This particular card is all about public recognition, victory, and success. Not only have you managed to properly succeed in achieving all of your goals, but you are also being publicly acknowledged for them and the results that you have managed to attain. You have received an award or some sort of public praise. The card is suggestive that you have managed to use the strengths and talents that you have within you in an attempt to bring a particularly successful outcome in your life. You have managed to properly get through the confusion and handled to properly minimize distractions, thus successfully focusing on your goals and achieving them. It is also worth noting that there is a slight disadvantage apart from the overall positivity that stems from the card. It can bring self-importance as well as egotistical behavior and arrogance. This could make you think that nobody is better than you. Queen of Pentacles. Thinking, unable to get out of it. It is all too serious. But such times are also needed for personal growth. The Queen of Pentacles represents both a down-to-earth woman who plays many roles to ensure that she keeps her family happy. She knows how and when to show love, keeping an orderly home, cooking comforting meals, and takes care of the children. But do not mistake her for being only a homebody. Alongside all these motherly qualities, she can plan business ventures and execute her plans successfully. It is through her naturally talented business sense that she is surrounded by such luxury. She is quiet and does not like revealing her financial accounts, fearing that it could bring more complication to her life, which she desires to keep rather simple. She may have a secret bank account that nobody knows about, for she may choose to be careful, vigilant, and self-sufficient. The Queen of Pentacles therefore represents a motherly figure who desires to help you move your way carefully and achieve your goals with the help of her common sense. She will not only show you love, but she will also show you the way forward whenever you seem to be stranded and confused. With her advice, she will ensure that you do not make dangerous financial decisions. She offers you precautions, principles, and support, all lessons that she has learned in her personal life. Because she is a self-made woman, she wants for you to be independent and wise, such that you are also able to raise others and make them responsible.